The rolling, yeah. This camera thing is such an adjustment because the focus shouldn't be here. It should be on the chart. So don't even look this direction, look on the charts. All right, guys, we're getting into the MTOPS update for today. I'd like to start off with yesterday's projection from the MTOPS Criterion, as you're probably wondering why the market is doing exactly what it is. But before we get into that, let's cover what the MTOPS suggested yesterday. We saw it was a strong negative to get into the position of yesterday's trade. So what we saw was this. The market went into a trend directional change. So we saw the higher high and the higher low. That went up to a new higher high. And then the big question was to continue going forward. So with the time projection, the oscillator, the price projection, and of course the support and resistance, you will see that our forecast was 100% on point. It turned perfectly on where we were going to say it's turning, and that was ahead of time. So let's have a look at that exciting action right here. So we said it's going to turn there. It absolutely did. So for anyone who wanted to ride this uptrend, the MTOPS would have said to you guys, don't get in. We didn't get in, and look what's happened, a massive dump. So kudos to everyone who's watching this material. You're obviously on the way to becoming a professional trader. All right, so where are we today? When doing the MTOPS, we utilize each segment of the MTOPS step by step. So as always, we're going to start with market structure. In market structure, we go to the highest time cycle first to see what the dominant trend direction is doing. So as you saw in my previous content, we said that the price was going to be in the accumulation zone, which is an absolute no-no to trade. And as recommended, we stuck out of there, and the price got rejected by one of these lines. I mean, if you guys can't see this for yourself, put on some spectacles because this is very important stuff. Look how it got resisted at that line. And now it's come down to this arc over here. And then it bounced off this arc. So the stuff that we are unraveling to you is really next level material. And I'm glad you're getting to witness this firsthand. So it got rejected along this, what would be the 1/4 line. Boom, down it went. So a big tick, well done to us for this major time cycle. We protected our capital, which is always the first thing that we need to do. Okay, so the next thing we're having a look at here, once again, is the sacred, hey, shut up, chicken, I'm making a video. There's sacred geometrical shape. Once again, came out to the accumulation zone, it bounced off of this level, it came back up. I mean, I can do a little bit of scaling on this chart to get it confluence with these lines. We got rejected, and then we go to the second arc. All right, so once again, not a great place to trade. This obviously feeds straight back into the market structure. Hello. And here we are. Yesterday we saw, I'm going to just go onto the chart again. There was a lower high, then the higher high, then the higher high again, which typically means that we're in an uptrend. But because we've stitched in our charting with the higher time cycles, we know that we actually are in a dangerous place from a high time cycle. And where we are on this chart over here is not the ideal place to get in. And those who operate on the 15-minute chart, which obviously is not recommended because it's not in confluence with the number of time, being the magic number of 4, is the super sensitive time frames will get wrecked if you guys aren't watching the higher time cycles. And again, the MTOPS stitches together all the time cycles into one neat story. So once again, we saw from the higher time cycles perspective, that we were going to come down over here. And as you can see very beautifully within our support and resistance tool. Okay, so what does it mean, you ask? Market structure, what do you think it's going to get? A fat 0. 0 means no. 0 means no, 1 means unsure or need further confirmation, and 2 means yes. So from a market perspective, do you think we've got permission to get in now? Absolutely not. And if you don't know why, you should be watching my tutorial videos over here in terms of how to trade with trend. It's all in this information. Okay, so criterion is again fat zero. Time projection is the next one we work at now. In the time projection, again, it's paid material, and I would love to share this with you, but I'm looking to find guys who are willing and able to take this seriously. So if that's you, then get into contact with me. Otherwise, again, I'm a nice guy and I would love to share this for free. So unfortunately, too many people just don't take it seriously until they pay, and then they feel obligated to get their money's worth, and then they take it seriously. So that's the reason behind that logic. So I can tell that's a double confirmation of this being a potential turning point. However, because of the market structure, we can see this lower low means that the price should theoretically come below that higher low line to continue the downtrend. So from that aspect, I'm unsure about this time projection. So I'm going to give it a number 1 for unsure. Okay, so the oscillator that of course is over here is not showing that we are going into a downward action. It's pretty well shaped. We haven't got that that irritating flat action over there, or something dodgy like a semi-flat and then higher up. And yeah, I'd say it's quite strongly indicating it's going down. So I'm going to leave it perhaps a 2 over there. A price projection, once again, is paid material. I can already tell that we're going to have one of two options. One, if it's an uptrend, we're going to see price stop there. Or 2, if it's a downtrend, it's going to break below this higher low and then continue the downtrend. So that's our next option over there. I'm not confident in what I'm seeing, so I'm going to leave that as a 1. And then from a support and resistance, gann square mannerism, or when we're scoring it, I can tell that the price is already broken out of the gann square. So that means that the scaling is incorrect, even though it looks nice and neat over there. The price has come out, so my confidence towards the gann square in this particular trade gets a 0 for no. You can automatically see that we're seeing a minus 260% on the criterion. But to continue, let's just see whether we could sway this on the price action. So the price is over here right now. If it had to go down to this level over here, we would get into 1, 2, 3, 4 times 20%, giving us an 80% return on position. How I got to that number is on 20x leverage. The distance in price between there and there would equate to us getting a strong 80% return on position. So for those who want to risk their capital and ride this, I highly recommend you don't. And to get a backup confirmation, the MTOPS criterion should you really shouldn't. So that's it for today's market, guys. Market update. I hope you're starting to see a pattern here and how the MTOPS criterion is not only protecting our accounts or giving high accuracy, but is also giving us control over ourselves. Staying away from impulse purchases, waiting for the market to give us a clear indication of what it wants to do. And when the time is right and the market's ripe, we get in and we make those major gains. Again, if you want to go to my page just to ensure that I'm not leading you astray, we're hitting over 200% profit with 0% losses so far. And although we have to practice our patience and not get into every single trade that happens, we are protecting our accounts first and foremost. And then from there, we're going to grow it when the time and climate is right. That's it for today. Please, if you have any questions, as always, shoot me a message and enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now.